What is up, guys? It's your boy Rondo back with another video, and today we're gonna be fucking doors open. What the f? Another video by Dorbol himself. 7 levels of money. Now, this is facts, man. You got different levels of money, alright? Now, this is 7 levels of money, so I'm guessing it's gonna be between, like, you know, making, you know, legit and not legit money, and they're gonna go from poor, obviously, to, you know, rich ways of doing that, you know. And there's levels too, obviously. Let's see how he animates this shit, because this shit already looks hilarious.
Everyone down, this is a robbery.
Hey bro, the average bank robber only makes a few grand.
Shut up.
Breaking news. We have live footage
retarded.
from the bank robbery.
Say it.
This isn't financial advice, so please seek professional help before doing anything I say.
My grandparents were telling me about money now versus when they were my age. And the conclusion I came to is money isn't real since it's lost 90% of its value in their lifetime. So let's learn how to counteract.
God damn.
Well, you see, back in my day, we used to get gasoline for a quarter a gallon.
Quarter a gallon sounds amazing, bro. Inflation is a bitch, bro. And I used to, bro, I was seeing how they got like burgers for like 5 cents, bro. A whole meal at McDonald's for like 15 cents, bro. Shit is beyond me, bro. I'm paying $20. You know what I mean? That's like out of $100, $150 that somebody makes on a regular, you know, entry level job in the market. It's just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Gas, to fill up my whole gas tank, it's at least $45 on average. So it's like, shit.
Hey, Grandpa, that's a lady we're talking
people.
to. So here we are with level 1, negative money. And I wish these people the best since I can only imagine the crushing burden that is debt. I mean, in fact, 77% of Americans are in debt. But that number doesn't mean as much as you think. In fact, my debt has made me more money than it's actually taken from me, which I'll explain at a later level. Yo,
Yeah,
is that the debt
that's
collector?
when you that's when you leverage your debt, though. If you know how to leverage your debt, you'll be making more money than you are losing when it comes to using debt. You know, dang, he's about to explain it right now. He even has it titled in segments. This one's called Bad Debt. Let's talk money.
Hello, Mr. Dorb, are you there?
He's not home.
Is that you, Mr. Dorb?
No, it's not.
So we're going to talk about bad
Fucking
debts. It's not all
foreclosure in my
debt
house.
is bad. So bad debt is often in correlation with the purchase of things you can't afford with money that's not yours, such as expensive cars, clothes, bad education decisions, and honestly, anything that you can't afford to pay off at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's
Since
like
interest
a
rates
lot
can go
of
crazy,
Americans.
especially with credit cards averaging around 24% a year. So let's say you have to get yourself 10 grand into credit card debt. Alright, so here's the options you have. So you can pay $950 a month and have it cleared in a year, with only $1,105 of that being interest.
Bro, I can't afford that monthly payment.
Okay, well, what can you afford?
About $200 a month?
Oh, okay. I got a deal for you. We can do that, but it's gonna take nearly 20 years to pay it off. With
20 fucking years?
$35,815. And so if you're in the situation,
don't do that.
I got a great strat for you. Start looking for how much you can sell your organs for, since that's a tough one for you to be in. But honestly, you really shouldn't end up here unless you were forced into a tough spot, or you're just carelessly financially illiterate, which after this video, you shouldn't be. Alright, you promise you'll pay
Don't
me
be
for my
illiterate.
organs, right? 100%. Okay, well, let's do it. Where'd it go? And now we have...
Yo, that's fucking crazy. I can imagine the amount of people who have done that. And they're like, yo, where'd he go? They're just in an ice bath. They can't fucking feel an organ, bro. Like, that's scary, dog. Don't let that happen to you, man. Fucking L.
Level 2, the paycheck to paycheck connoisseur. And as
Goddamn.
I'm sure you can guess it, this is where you live from one paycheck to the next, without
That's
saving
tough.
anything, aka scraping by. And you know, I feel like this is more common than you would like to imagine.
It is
but
pretty
honestly,
common.
This lifestyle is a trap in itself. Since you have no savings, then one emergency and you're straight into the hole. Oh, it hurts so much. I can't afford this. In this situation, you need to either figure out how to
Fucking
spend
hell,
less or
bro.
make more, since living paycheck to paycheck is no way to live, and honestly, probably right up there with the stress of being in debt. Yo, my check's not right.
Okay, we'll get the rest to you. Next paycheck.
Bro.
No, you can't do that.
Daddy, chill.
on some on some real shit, bro. Paycheck to paycheck, dog. Just fucking L, man.
consider buying any luxury, since the biggest luxury in life is to not have financial stress. Alright, I'm hopping out.
That's true. That is a bar. God damn.
Get him back in here.
Alright, sir. That'll be $1 million. And honestly, the scary fact about this is that
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
and probably will have a hard time retiring at this level or any of the ones before. I mean, let's say you start investing at the average age of 35 and you manage to
Damn.
invest $300 a month for 30 years. It would be close to $600K, but we gotta keep in mind what I said at the start. Inflation very well could chunk out 70-90% of that, leaving you with less than $100K in 2023 dollars to retire. Scary, right? And honestly,
Inflation
you gotta
is
keep
a
in mind at that
bitch.
point, you'll be considered a senior citizen.
At that point, you're
Alright,
fucked.
Jimmy, let me tell you a story.
F-U-C-K-E-T.
The year was 2050 when the AI took the last job, and then by 2052 they discontinued all currencies. So I worked all my life to have money for this family, and what for?
Your
R.I.P.
VR access is restricted for speaking of reality. You have committed a crime against AI for
Yo!
26. Authorities are on their way.
Jimmy, get me out of
That's
here.
wild.
Jimmy never existed.
Terminated. That's
And
crazy.
here we are with level 4, the middle class. And to be quite honest with you guys, this level oftentimes isn't necessarily more financially literate, but they do usually have a higher income, leading to obviously more opportunities. And you know what?
But bro, like, middle class is shrinking itself anyways.
The middle class shrinking, I'd like to think that more people understand the lower levels rather than the upper. That's why I'm gonna spill a lot of financial secrets for you guys. In the news today, we have an update on
R.I.P.
the economy. Inflation is up 7% this month, and people are being laid off in waves, and tensions are rising.
Hello?
I'm sorry, Dorbol. We're gonna have to let you go.
The number one way to earn more money is by spending less of the money you already have.
Literally.
There was a while in my life where I lived off of peanut butter sandwiches and garbanzo beans, and that takes it a little bit too far, but now I shamelessly buy store brand only, and very rarely go out to eat. I live off of less than $1,300 a month, and no, I don't live with my parents.
W.
Hey, bro, look at all of these goodies I got.
You fool, that shopping trip will just put you one more day away from financial freedom.
But it's good.
And unhealthy, so your life has now been shortened.
Yeah, I never saw it that way.
Wake up! Also, don't buy things to
This guy's a
impress
fucking
others, since
meme.
that's not the kind of people you'd like to attract into your life. And no, you don't need to keep up appearances
That
of the
is
people
true.
around you. It's not as important as it's made out to be. Don't fall for the FOMO.
Yeah,
My
bro.
business is really struggling. I think I'm gonna go under.
Okay.
And then boom, she leaves. Yeah, boom, she leaves. She's gone. That is so facts, though. Don't impress people at all, or don't try to impress people, because, like, I mean, like you said, you're gonna attract people that, you know, just don't even care about you and just really don't have the same interests as you, and they're just, you know, fucking, I don't know, similar to ticks or fucking leeches, you know, to leech off of you. You know, they're really nothing of good use. So it's better that you attract good people around you. So that's pretty fucking hilarious, though. This guy's speaking facts, bro. As much memes as he's got going on, he does it by being able to lay out a really good example. Like, bro, Dorbol, this.
Here we are at level 5, negative money, but smart. So at the start of this video, I told you guys I was in debt, but it paid
Negative
me.
money, but
Well, what
smart.
I was referring to is that I only use a credit card to buy things. I don't use cash nor debit. And I know there's this belief that credit cards are bad, but if you understand how they work, then it's nothing but benefits and free money. So something to understand is what makes a good credit score. I have a nearly perfect credit score, and I was often told that I'm taking a little too strict about it, but hey, I prefer to take W's. So here's how I did it.
Hey, Bobby, look, I'm American. I think I'll use my credit card.
What the
fuck? What the
So
fuck?
first is the
That's
amount
crazy.
owed, aka your utilization. So let's say you have a credit limit of $100 and you have $50 spent of that. It puts you at 50% utilization, which is horrible. I personally aim for 5% or below. Now on to new credit, which is pretty much just opening any new line of credit, loans, new credit cards, and so on. And then we have the length of credit history, which, as I'm sure you can assume, is how long you've had credit for. And I'm not
Okay.
saying an unpaid credit, just loaned money that you paid off each month. But there is something to be aware of. Let's say you have a credit card from 5 years ago and then you decide to get another one. That will cut your length of credit to 2.5 years unless you have other existing credit. Also, keep in mind if you cancel your first line of credit, it will remove that credit history. And then there's credit mix, which is pretty much just having different types of credit, you know, car loans, mortgages, credit cards, and so on. But honestly, this doesn't really matter that much since I got to just under 800 credit score with just one credit card. And then the most important part is payment history, which I'm gonna be harsh here. Pay this statement in full every month, not the minimum, and honestly pay it down multiple times a month if your utilization is too high, and throw on autopay. And if you're worried about not having enough money for the autopay, then you aren't responsible enough to be using a credit card anyways. Alright, so I'd like to finance this car.
Well, all right. What's your credit score?
800.
Oh shit.
And the biggest secret of them all is that most of the richest people in the world are in fact in debt. I mean, let's use rental properties as an example. Let's say you get a mortgage and you have a tenant, aka a renter, in the property. If the tenant pays more than the mortgage, then you are profiting from that loan. And also the appreciation of the property, obviously. But don't do this without understanding it completely, since there's a lot of things such as cap rate, comps, repair, eviction, and so on.
There's a lot that goes into it.
If you don't know what that is, you could very much financially ruin your life. Bro, I messed up big time. I got the wrong tenant.
What makes you say that?
I mean, let's take a trip to the property.
You are done for, bro. Eviction aren't cheap.
And here we are at level 6. Infinite money. So I'm going to explain how to make your money work for you, since honestly that's the best way to use your money. So I'm just going to say what I do without mentioning any businesses. So first of all, I keep very little money in my checkings and or instant cash, since it doesn't make me money. In fact, it loses money in inflation. But instead I put it into a cash account which yields me 5.5% a year. And if I need that money, I can transfer it to my checkings within a day. You might think that's not.
If y'all ain't taking note of this shit, bro. This is free knowledge this motherfucker's dropping, bro. God, I didn't even expect this to be as educational as I thought. I thought this was gonna be straight jokes. This is jokes / knowledge, bro. I actually like this, man. Holy shit, dog. I really was expecting something else.
Let's just say you have 10K sitting in there. That's nearly a free $50 a month for doing nothing. A freeloader, get to work. That's what I thought. And once you have a 6-month to a year emergency fund in that quick access cash account that's insured, I recommend putting most of your money in investments. Please be smart, since not all investments share the same safety profile. But let's take a little look at what investing can do. Alright, I want to put $1,000 into the S&P 500, and on top of that, $100 a month.
Alright, the rate of return is about 10% a year.
100 years later.
I spent my whole life investing, and it's now worth 180 million. Now it's your turn to make a legacy of me. Go crazy, Dorb.
Go crazy, Dorb. 180 million is fucking wild.
Now let's say if it was only 40 years, it would only be 576,000, but you get my point. Compound interest goes crazy, especially over long periods of time. And also, I should mention, a lot of stocks offer dividends, meaning they'll pay you a certain amount for just holding the stock, which should be set to reinvest unless you're retired. There's also REITs, which pay a high dividend, but you must keep in mind that it's taxed as income. But sometimes you gotta realize, every dollar you waste is a dollar that's not going to your future.
I'll buy it.
20 years later.
I'll buy it.
It should also be mentioned the best way to get ridiculously rich is by having multiple sources of income, because I mean even the most high paying jobs most likely won't be making you millions a year. And if you get fired, your income goes to zero very quickly. What is that?
Oh, it goes off every time I get paid.
Oh well, can you turn it off? You're making me feel kind of poor. And now onto the most disturbing part. Level 7, infinite power. At the end of the day,
he said infinite power? What the fuck?
It's a value voucher. I mean, to be honest, its value is only in the perception that it has value. Kinda like a shiny rock. But money can buy anything, and I mean anything. You have a price, and if you're trying to argue against this, if you've had a job, you've already lost the argument, since a job pays you what you value you accept. Also, if I had $1 billion and I said, if you eat that dog poop, I'll give you 100 million, I bet most of you probably would. Unless, of course, you have a priceless dignity, but I mean, let's be honest, that's pretty rare.
Priceless dignity is pretty rare.
No cap.
All right, deal.
Yeah, that bonk sound is hilarious, bro. Oh man.
to save some money. But what really concerns me is once you have infinite money, which is a number, and it's probably around 100 million, since at that point you can buy nearly anything, since you make almost $1 million a month passively. But once you've gotten everything, the only thing left to strive for is either control and power or making the world a better place. And knowing how the human brain works, you eventually build a tolerance to things and must go to a deeper extreme in order to get the same feeling. And when you can afford to do everything, eventually you run out of things until you either control yourself or you get into a really dark place and reach above your twisted and distorted tolerance. Power corrupts absolutely, and money is power. Let that sink in. These 5-star restaurants just aren't hitting the same anymore. I wonder what a dog tastes like.
What did he say?
One words I'd like to add about money is in regards to spending.
Yo,
Since I feel
insane.
like here in first world countries we spend in excess. So understand, most unimportant purchases are impulse buys. So always wait a couple days before buying any non-necessities to really think if it's worth it. And really think about everything that money could buy instead. Freedom is priceless, but in fact it does have a price, and it increases each dollar you waste. And go ahead and join my Discord and Twitter and feel.
Hey, that's so true though. That is so fucking true, man. Really, at the end of the day, it's all about how you want to live life, you know? And some of the happiest people are blissfully ignorant and stuff. I don't know, dog. Shit's wild, though. Money, 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 dog. Everything you just said about the whole second half of the video was basically exactly everything my business teacher was yapping about. It took her 5 weeks and you 10 minutes. Fuck school. Seriously. I thought she was seeking, but after you explain everything, this is probably the most useful and applicable thing I've ever learned on YouTube. Sure, we all know how to put a jet engine together from a pile of shit and blueprint, but when is that applicable? Hey, man. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. I want you to tell me what you guys think down in the comments below, man. Drop a like, subscribe. Tell me if there's anything you guys want me to react to. I didn't expect this video to get as serious as it did. Okay, my apologies, dog. Fucking hell. 7 levels of money. I was expecting it to be 7 levels of jokes about money. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.